Hello.
Hello.
It's us again, and it's the
Sergey.
second.
Lana.
Yeah. I'm sure by now, but anyway.
If you don't know.
Yes, just in case. Anyway, we promised the second part on the talks about how to apply for HSCT and how long it takes and
What happens and so
what
on.
happens. So this is the second part of the videos, and we're starting where we left off, the mobilization.
Right. We left off, basically, you got a call and you got your date. What happens next?
So they call it mobilization, they call it harvest.
It's mobilization and harvest.
So what's the right way to put it?
We'll call it mobilization. We can call it, let's call it part one, because there are two parts. There is mobilization, when they nuke you, as I call it, when they do chemo, and then they harvest your stem cells, and then you let go, which we'll talk about it, and then you come back to for what I call this part two, is when the longest stay happened. So I guess you got your date, and they scheduled you, and you are coming in to Chicago.
By that date, by the way, as previously mentioned, you should be clean, as in all traces of whatever maintenance medications you were
Clean out
taking.
means he means from medication, whatever
Yes.
you were taking, whether it was Aubagio, Tesabri, Tecfidera, whatever it may be, you will be doing cleansing.
All the horrible stuff that you
Yes.
saw.
So you're coming into Chicago. You'll get a date. You come to Chicago. My brain is quite dead. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so you will come in. They will schedule you first for.
You do the tests first. They making sure that yes, you are clean. They finish up with all the pulmonary and all the.
Yeah, some people might still have some pre-testing to be done. Other people have pre-testing already done prior to that. That also varies. That will also vary. And then you will be coming into Prentice, where I am right now, and admitted for mobilization. Mobilization is 1 day of chemo and other drugs to suppress your immune system. And it's just 1 day. I'm not gonna say it's easy because it's only 1 day.
In all honesty, it's not even. There's two long parts to that, right? You actually come to the hospital and you sit there. The day is not the entire day of you sitting with the IV in you. It's actually a bit less.
Yeah.
It's about, I think, like 5 hours, was it? Something like that. Of the continuous actual chemo.
No, the chemo is like 2 to 3 hours, I think.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah, no, the chemo is pretty short.
Yeah, the rest of it is they hooking up you to things and running.
They will keep you overnight to make sure all the vitals are good and you're feeling okay after, because it's a high dose chemo. I mean, this is dosage that you will lose your hair from, and there has not, at least I haven't heard, there has not been a single stoic person that kept their hair. So if you're in denial, I'm sorry. People, you're different. People do lose their hair. I still have my eyebrows, but the hair does go. And I can tell you where it goes first, because it's interesting. So they will keep you overnight. You'll do chemo. There'll be other medications. By the way, there are other videos that we made that you can scroll through the page and find. When I did mobilization and after mobilization, there are other videos, but that's beside the point. So you will stay the night. Next day, they will let you go. Then you basically are at your hotel. You might want to be very careful as far as they will give you, when you leave the hospital, you will get, like, discharge instructions. I stuck fairly close to mine. I did not go eat raw fish.
The thing that you want to do, by the way, once you're out, if weather permits, do not sit in your hotel the entire day.
That's true.
One of the things that our friends taught us, that the cold air, fresh cold air, is actually good for you during that period. So Chicago is a busy city. Don't go out there in the day, but in the evenings, take a stroll. Even if it's 15 minutes, it still will do you good. You'll sleep better, and your circulation will be better.
And depending where you stay, there might be a cafe close to Residence Inn in Worcestershire House. There is a cafe called Dole Up, and it has some yummy things in it, and it's very cozy. And that's kind of where other HCT warriors that I met, we just kind of hang out there. So you don't need to stay in. You just don't need to be in the crowd. Don't be in the crowd.
You could not be.
Don't be in the crowd. That's not a good idea.
So how long it took you from that?
So after they release you on, I'm trying to remember which day you have to do Neupogen shots.
I think it's the fourth, actually, the fifth day.
So you'll get a schedule. They will send you a schedule.
You will get shots.
So you will get a schedule, and you will also, they will put in the pharmacy. Yes. Some people fill it at home and bring it with them. I filled it right here because Walgreens is right there at the hospital, so I just picked it up right there. And then you start your Neupogen shots. Okay, let's talk about Neupogen shots.
No, it's just...
No?
No, we talked about it in other videos. So
that's other videos. This is this video.
Well, that's true.
So,
yes.
Quick talk about Neupogen shots. Neupogen shots.
You will get 1+. First of all, you will get 1+. There is one extra that might be with you. If you got that one extra, don't toss it away. Donate it.
They will take it.
Donate it to somebody. You can bring it back, and they will, and say, I would like to donate it. They will put it to somebody who doesn't have insurance, who come from some place. And
correct.
Just.
So quickly about Neupogen shots. Neupogen shots they do vary differently amongst everybody as far as pain level. I am personally allergic to codeine medication, so I didn't get any narcotics because, I didn't get any narcotics, so I felt the full blast of it. And the full blast of it for me, I had natural labor. It's like being in labor. It's, 1-to-1 the way it hurts. Holy mother. Anyways, where others do get narcotics, don't be brave, take narcotics. Claritin in the morning helps it, even if you're just taking Tylenol. I'm also immune to Tylenol, so I didn't take Tylenol. I know. So take Claritin in the morning, one Claritin, and take Tylenol.
They will give you all the...
Yeah, just don't brave it. Don't try to brave it. My friend Julie, who's probably been watching this, she was afraid that she's not producing stem cells because Neupogen produces new growth of stem cells after the chemo. Because she wasn't feeling the pain. Well, she felt it the last day of. And she collected more than enough. I think she was close to 15 million.
14 something.
14 something, yeah. So she collected plenty. You need 2 million. So you will, don't freak. Just do what you need to do, and it'll be okay. So that's that.
That will last for a few... you'll get your collection day. I think that's what was...
The harvest?
Yes, it's...
So that'll be also in your schedule. So you will come in for the harvest. Your first thing they're gonna do, they're gonna put catheter in your neck over here. I still have a spot. They'll put a catheter in.
There are pictures.
There are pictures on the page, so scroll down and take a look.
If you... don't blame us for not taking any videos in there because they do not allow you. Yeah. It's the surgery environment that is...
It is a surgical environment. They take you in. It's very sterile. It does not hurt, guys. I know it's scary because it's your jugular vein, and it's scary. Oh my gosh, they're putting a tube all the way to my heart.
Bring your patients with you because that takes some time forever. You're sitting there in the waiting room.
Yeah, you will sit in the bay for a little bit before they will take you in. So, and then the catheter is put in, and then you will go to 11th floor where the harvest happens. I do remember it's 11th floor. And you'll sit in the chair, and they'll turn on the machine. Machine is loud. You will get tired by the minute, and
don't fight it. Just sleep.
Don't fight it. Just sleep. I know. Just sleep.
It will last for quite a number of hours. There, if you got caregiver with you, unless you just trying to hold the hand all the time, just go grab yourself a coffee or something, because that seriously, there is nothing you can do. You just can sit there and watch the machine.
I mean, I passed out asleep.
humming.
I mean, the nurse had to slap my face a little bit to wake me up because I was that passed out, because it is exhausting. It's like running a marathon. It's very, very, very tiring.
I went for the coffee, came back, and she was asleep, and then
So that's harvest, and then you're out. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, they will tell you how many they collected that right within an hour or two. So that's where people are like, well, when can I go back home? You can go back home as soon as you know how much you've collected. As long as you collected over 2, adios. Go home. You have.
They will take it.
They will, yeah. So they will let you basically do the harvest. They will let you go for a couple of hours while they're counting how much they collected. Then you'll come back. They'll tell you how much they collected, and they immediately take it out. If you did not collect enough, that's where that extra 1 comes in, because you
extra
will
one shot.
an extra 1 shot of Neupogen. You'll do it in the morning. You'll come back in. They'll continue the harvest. With most multiple sclerosis patients, that does not happen. FYI.
For everybody else, we don't know.
I don't know, because
Sorry.
I am a multiple sclerosis. I know there's a patient, NMO patient, and she collected enough as well. So, but again, it's not a statistic. But most multiple sclerosis patients do have enough.
Yes, and I believe that Lisa used the SPS, and she collected enough as well, I think.
I don't know. So basically, that's it. So then you get to go home. How long do you get to go home is different for everybody. I went home for 11 days. My friend Julie.
It depends how busy the hospital is.
Yeah, it depends.
essentially,
Do they have the rooms? Do they have the staff? Do they have the nurses?
Don't worry about your stem cells. They get frozen.
Yep.
It's like it's all good.
It's all good. So
they will keep them until you ready to get them back.
that is the schedule that you will mend with your nurse, and you're free to go home. You don't need to stay. If your visit is short and you want to.
If you're off study, then you're free to go home.
If you're off study, I don't know. If you're on study, cannot tell you I'm off study.
Yes.
Correct.
If you're on study, they probably will want to keep you around. Sorry.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Perhaps can't speak of it, so hopefully
Yeah,
somebody will provide me a comment and feedback on this, so to clarify what happens if you're on study. Once you're done harvest, can you go home or do you stay? So somebody please pipe in and leave a comment about that. I really appreciate it. I don't have information about that. All right, so off study like me, I got to go home for 11 days, and then I came back. So when you come back in, you go in. What you might come in, like my day was Monday. I can come in on Sunday. Monday I go in and I get to do this. I get to do a PICC line. This just holds it in place for me. So, so it's a PICC line. So they put a PICC line in. A word of advice, guys. They don't ask you if you're right-handed or left-handed. They're like, "Is it okay to use your right hand?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." No, it is not. It is not okay to use my right hand.
Unless you
ambidextrous, yes.
Ambidextrous. And there's
you're a righty.
But
use a lefty, because your arm will be sore. Chances of it being sore are pretty high, and for at least like a week. This is as far as I could move it. That's it. Because the line goes all the way over here, so it literally runs through here.
But then again, we never saw anybody who is the one in the left hand, so maybe there is some medical.
No, they can. They said they can.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. They said they can. So don't quote me, but I think so.
You can try.
You can ask. Hey, can you put it in my left? Yes, we can. Do a lefty. Don't do a right. What are you doing? So, you get a PICC line in, and then I believe the next day you will, not that same day.
Yes, next day you coming in for actual.
You're coming in for the big thing. So you get admitted, you'll get your room. Rooms are different. Nobody gets to predict which room you're going to be.
Which one of yous. There are different sides of the hospital that you can.
Yeah, they have north, south, whatever. So
you
there's
can have lake view, you can have view of the next.
You might have a tiny room, you might have a big room. Good luck.
Sorry,
Yep.
That's first
And
come,
I
first
actually
served.
literally sent an email to my PA. Oh, please. My husband is saying I'm bad. Well, I am. No, I'm sarcastic by nature.
Yes, and you freak the people out because of that sometimes.
I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but I was being sarcastic, so I sent her an email saying who I can throw candy at. Maybe cash. And I got a response going, very formal response from her, and I'm like, hey, I was just kidding. She was like, oh, I'm so glad. I'm like, good. I was. So, will you get a room that you will get?
She's from the Middle East.
I am from Middle East.
Yes.
So what?
The traditions of the bakshish are strong.
So, anyways, I'm hot now. So you'll get in your room. You will.
The thing that you want to do after you've done your mobilization, go online. Order yourself hats.
Order yourself different. Like this is a chemo hat, and if you would like to have the links of
Kind of bonus.
these chemo hats, I can give you links on Amazon. It's a chemo hat. It's very soft. It has
two things
these sparkles and
about
stuff.
this things.
Yeah. What about?
First of all, you don't want to wear them all the time.
No.
Second, once your hair starts to hurt, shave it. Don't shave it with razor, shave it with the electrical
Clippers.
like shears and things.
Shears.
It will hurt less, a lot less.
Immediately less.
Yes.
I fought it, and once we took it off, it was like,
yes.
oh my god.
Once the stubs are trying to fall off, go to the shower. Just
soap and water. It just comes off with soap and water. You may do this, and you're like, oh, and then you're like making a mess. Soap and water.
It might take a few times, but seriously, it will hurt again. It will hurt less. The other thing, it might come all funky and become like the red spottish things on her head.
No.
And by the time that she got to the second round of chemo, she actually had it. They actually have super duper magical cream that's supposed to help with that.
I have it right here, guys.
Yes, the follicles, essentially follicles just trying to get
They're
out,
inflamed.
and they get inflamed.
And my head got red spots on it.
It's a normal process, but it kind of like, why risk it if you can, just get
nothing you can do about it. Just
talk to your.
Be aware of it.
Yes.
Anyhow, you're in the hospital. You're admitted. You got a room. Huzzah! Take a good fresh breath of fresh air before you walk in, because
There's no windows.
There are. There are windows, but they don't open.
Yes.
So somebody said it's like incarceration, right? So I would love to breathe the fresh air right now, but I can't. So you're admitted. You will get. Chances are you will get a Foley. You're welcome to deny it, but you might want to. But it's up to you. Anyways.
So that will take -5 days from that moment.
Yep. Chemo minus. So we're starting to count. Once you're admitted, you're -5 days.
So it's 4 days of chemo that lasts for a few hours every day, plus
RATG
all the extra kind of.
The fluids are running 24/7. Your fluids.
You'll be constantly hooked through that thing.
I was even freaking out because I could see they measured weight here every single morning, and they measured in kilos. 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds, FYI. And I was gaining a kilo a day. And I'm like, what? I'm not eating. I'm nauseous. I don't feel good. It was just water weight.
Anyway.
What?
We're talking about the time frames. So
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. We just ran along again.
Go ahead.
So that's -5, then the 0 day comes in.
Which we made a video about that, so scroll down, watch the video there. It's a good video, actually. It's a really good video. So the questions we have received, basically, how long is the process? From start, basically walking into your room to finish? Honestly?
So that these 5 days, a given.
An
extra 4 days, a given.
Yes.
Because by the 4th day, you start new potentials again.
So that's 9 days.
So that's 9 days. You could not avoid this.
Correct.
After that,
you cannot avoid it either.
Just
stick
a finger in the air and just that's it.
Pretty much.
There is no actual time frame on how long it will take you to get to the point where you start to produce white cells again. When the engraftment happens, again, we did the video about it, watch it. There's great details, we just kind of running along again, so I'm trying to...
That's fine. So let me, okay, I'm sorry we're running along. Anyways, so there is no, usually they're saying plus 20 days is what you should anticipate. Have there been people that got out earlier? Yes. Do you know you'll be one of them? No. So if you're buying a ticket, make sure you buy insurance where you can change your flight. You do not know. You just don't know when you get to go home. I wish I could tell my son, hey honey, I'll be home. I can't. I know now I'm probably not going to be there for Halloween. So it is what it is. And then, quick question: somebody asked, why was I wearing a gown and gloves and a mask and you weren't?
Yeah.
That's the one that...
It's the protocol that's the different part from between, well, at least Russia and States. The isolation is, interesting enough, relates only to them. We caregivers can come and go as we please. The only thing that we could not do is bring food in and out from the rooms of the patients, but we can bring bags back and back for them.
So they're looking for no cross-contamination.
Yes.
So basically, I can put on my gloves, my gown, my mask, and come out and walk the hallways and sit in the lounge, and somebody who's going through the same thing, who's also just did this, they'll be doing the same way. However, he is not. However, I can still keep my door open, so it blows my mind. Why?
It's a bit.
I don't know. They did have a case when somebody brought food, and the food was like home food, and food was shared throughout the rooms and nurses, and everybody got sick. That's very different story. Different story, but that's a true story. But as far as why I have to wear it, he doesn't have to wear it, I don't know. That's their protocol. I'm here to do as they say, and I'm doing it. Yep. So that's about it. I think we covered everything. So
when we are in the room, no masks. When we're doing it outside, she's wearing the mask. That's about it.
Correct. And we cannot go into each other's rooms.
Well,
as far as patients
could not go in.
We can walk the hallways. We can sit in a lounge area, family room, but we cannot go into each other's rooms. Our caregivers cannot use our bathrooms. They have their own bathrooms and showers. That's also too. Let's see, any other question? That's about it. So sorry for the long video. Hopefully it was helpful. Leave a comment. Somebody please reply as far as if you're on study, do you get to leave, or do you, can you leave, or do you have to stay? Please comment on that. I would love to hear feedback.
We would love to hear it. And so that's it.
Okay.
Until the next time.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Toodles. Bye, guys.